Welcome back to another episode of Red Hill Racing Podcast. I'm Ben Knight here once again with Mr. 40-time Dustin Lee. What's going on, Dustin?
Man, I'm just chilling like a villain. I've been working and trying to get this third wheel motorcycle finished up.
Man, we didn't have a big agenda for tonight until like literally 15 minutes ago. And that's all it takes. Dustin and I just spouted off about 20 different things that we're probably going to throw at y'all tonight. So like it, love it. I know Tiffany's not going to like it.
RedHill Ramblins.
Yes, you got me. Beat me to it. Another RedHill Ramblins. Y'all are in for it. Man, that just rolls off the tongue. I don't know why.
We just got a lot to talk about, man. Like they can't just have one subject sometimes. Yeah. And me and you really never stick to the subject anyway.
Hell no. Heck no. Oh, heck no. Not safe for work. Sorry, we're going to drop some curse words. That's us. You know, y'all. I think that a lot of people are really enjoying the show because honestly, you and I are just being us. So yeah, that's us. Sorry, and y'all want us.
Yeah, I mean,
here we is.
If you got kids that listen to this, I'm sure that they're probably around you guys that listen to this. I'm sure you guys cuss too. So it is what it is. And my daughter knows what not to say.
Well, yes, she does. Harper knows for sure. And if not, don't let your kids listen. And that's all I can say. Anyways, we got a lot of different stuff we're going to cover tonight. We're super excited and a lot of excitement because we just got some really good news we're going to share with y'all here shortly. But
after we do our laundry duties, I might bust out the Red Rocket deal, and then we can continue on. The Red Rocket for Palm Grooms. I got to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, dude.
It's a Red Rocket.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You never heard of Red Rocket before? On referring to
keep it
else?
Friendly with the children up in here, man.
I was just saying,
look, maybe Squirrel might be listening to this. I know what you're saying.
I'm like, man, keep that Red Rocket away. Put that thing away. Oh man, we're off to a freaking.
I was getting ready to say this ain't even Darnell.
No, I wish man, you told me you was drinking an ice cold Corona, and here I am drinking half water, half Gatorade. But I got
me a Corona. It's good stuff.
Good. I called you earlier. I had to blow off some steam. I went to the gym, had a good little workout. Talked to some friends here and there in between, calmed down, but I'm still amped, I guess.
Yep.
Might be that pre-workout. I got some different pre-workout, man. I know you probably haven't really messed with that stuff in your life, but
obviously I have. I'll tell you, wait. Remember back when I went on my diet thing like a few years ago and I lost like 50 pounds? I went to like the GNC in the mall and just said, hey, man, I need something to fire me up. And this dude's like this right here. And he gave me like a sample pack and I bought a jar, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a crap what anybody says. There's something stronger in the sample pack than there is the jar because the sample pack had me jacked up. And then the jar thing was like, man, I'm tired, boss, But it does work.
Yeah. And I didn't mean that in a bad way, but like, so all these pre-workout supplements, man, they have this wide range of like stuff. So like you can get some that are basically, they call them high stem, and they have stuff that like literally sometimes it makes your skin feel like it's crawling. Like it's just like, it's wild. But anyways, I tried a new one.
It's about like cocaine.
Yeah, no, I've had some that like literally it feels like my skin's trying to turn inside out. And
anybody that's listening to this, Google the cocaine dinosaur. And
the cocaine dinosaur.
Yeah, when he snorts the like the powder on the table, it's like, you want some? You know what? Cocaine. I wish I could put that clip in here. It's
we're
hilarious.
Gonna have to do so that's another man. We're getting off so many tangents. It's gonna be a 3-hour show. I told you it's probably gonna be 2. It's gonna be 3. Man, I done got sidetracked in my train of thought. I was thinking
laundry duties. All
right, yeah, and maybe we should change that too. I don't know that it's definitely not a negative. It's just something we do before and after. So I don't want it to sound negatively towards our amazing sponsors. We got to think of a better word for that.
We got to do our part. Or we have to do
our
due
diligence.
Due diligence, yes, that's the word.
You and I are firing on at least 7 cylinders tonight, or 3 for a 4-cylinder.
Everything I got, my truck's got 6. So, I don't got no more.
Well, we're one cylinder under full power.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I got all distracted on the pre-workout. But long story short, the one I have now, it actually sucks. So just imagine if I had a good one, I'd be really jacked. Shout out to our awesome, amazing sponsors. They're great companies. Dustin and I patronize every one of them. So yeah, shop with the best, use the best. We all, Dustin and I have some personal preferences and a little deviation, but one of us at least utilizes every one of these companies. We wouldn't have it any other way. We're just not taking money from, businesses we don't spend money with. So anyways,
we use this is the people that we like right here.
Yeah. I might have misspoke a little bit. I guess BMF. Do you have anything from Mike?
Oh yeah, we're working on things.
Okay, all right, cool. Just don't. I didn't want to.
We're working on things. I'm waiting on things for my style. Yeah, I'm waiting on it.
Yep. Okay, perfect. Anyways, we'll start with Mr. Mike Burkhart, BMF Motorsports. Check out his new website. We're finishing, putting the finishing touches on it. Just bmfmotorsports.net. It's a .net, and let us know what you think. Shout out to our little baby, my baby, University of Wynn. We're 25% filled right now. Still plenty of spots open. The feedback we've received so far is great. I don't think we've had any complaints, and we just got some badass medallions, coins, whatever you want to call them, from Mr. Todd Heiser. They're all custom. They're serial numbered. Every time you win, if you're a school member, you get one, and these things are badass. I'm telling you.
I'll have me one here real soon.
Yeah, Dustin's is in the mail. He's only allowed to have one.
Flavor Flav. I'm gonna make a necklace out of it and wear it around the racetrack.
Oh my gosh, if you do that, that'd be epic.
I'm going to.
It'd be like when we wore the clocks for TikTok and
yeah, I'm gonna drill a hole in that dude, put a chain on it. Watch, I promise you.
You're gonna have to wear it like the whole weekend though.
I wish they made like a thing it would go around it and then have like a little ring on it so I wouldn't have to drill a hole in it. They probably do. I probably ought to do some research.
Look, you don't have to do that. Todd gave me some different examples, and one was for like a not a necklace, but you know what I mean? Like a
like Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, here we're getting off this traffic. And anyways, the point was there's still time. Sign up. Check out the University Win. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. If you are, it's only a 3-month commitment. After that, you don't have to subscribe. You can cancel at any time after that. Keeping it moving. Mr. Val, our friend north of the border, Energy Coil. If you need some ignition advice, call up Val. My baby, Night Marketing Group, my second baby, first baby, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually working on some new stuff. So if you got any questions about marketing, websites, blog posts, let me know. Kind of working with some colleagues of mine and really actually going to start doing a little bit more with that. I've kind of not neglected it, but just kind of had it where it is for the past couple of years. So if you need anything marketing wise, questions, let me know. I'll see what we can do. Dustin's baby. This is his baby. Hard Times Parts and Service.
It's the only baby I got.
Yep.
Well, my daughter.
Yeah.
I will say this, since we're on the subject. I don't know how, but I have almost sold out of the FAFO t-shirts.
That's awesome, dude.
Tiffany is going to love hearing this because this was her idea of a shirt, right?
She probably going to want some royalties from it.
And I have like some of the big sizes left and like very few smalls, but all the extra large I found out over the weekend was gone, and large is like down to like a handful, and I'm probably going to have to order more of those. But
let me know. Keep a mental note, because if so, I gotta drop them off the podcast website. Don't forget we got them listed on there too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've already done that on my end. I need to do that. Yeah, I'll get you a list.
Make a note. Yeah, write that down. So shout out to Dustin and his Hard Times. If you need something, let him know. Montgomery Motorsports, our other carbon fiber friends. If you're in the market, either Montgomery or BMF, check them out. They both got websites now, so we're hitting on all 8. Kevin at Manchester Mines. He's the baddest top sportsman bike in the land. He will dial 690 on his turbo Gixxer. And
he gonna pass you at 200.
Yeah. Wild man. as I've said before, Kevin does badass fork service, short neck service. He's a really good fabricator. So if you have any questions about that stuff, reach out to Kevin or check out Manchester Mines on Facebook. Our moving on. Sorry, God, like I'm so excited, man. I can't even.
Are you done?
No. I'm moving on to the next sponsor. I'm giving everybody a little extra shout out. I'm just amped. Maybe that pre-workout is working and it's just delayed.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Maybe it's delayed, you know? Maybe it's
I don't know.
Maybe I need to drink it at like noon and then I'll be good for my workout.
Maybe.
Anyways, Schnitz Racing. Dave, Sheila, Laura, Nina, all of them. We love you all. Ryan, Sarah. Sarah's a podcast subscriber. Shout out. Hopefully Sarah got her koozies that I sent with Ryan. If you didn't, I don't know. Take it up with your husband.
Yeah, you got a bone to pick with him.
yeah. Schnitz Racing, y'all know they've been in the game forever. They've supported the sport forever. Anything you need, you can get it there. So yeah, check them out. Platinum General Services, that's Mr. Ralphie Navarro and company. You know, they do general contracting, high-end residential work. If you're in the New Jersey, New York area, look them up. But we know it's not going to hit a lot of the listeners, and that's okay. But that just shows you how much Ralphie loves this sport, that, you know, his business isn't really, you know, in this world and isn't going to benefit as much as others. Still supporting, still throwing money, still sponsoring stuff. Awesome group.
He takes care of his people.
That's right. Now on to MTC Engineering. You know, MTC has more than clutches, by the way. Dustin can let y'all know.
Yeah, they got pistons. They do block services. You know, they have gaskets. Like a lot of times, if people back when there was a gasket shortage, man, old Dustin was sliding over to MTC and getting customers what they need because he had it. You know what I mean? People forget that stuff. They make custom pistons. They can, you know, design. And I mean, actually, there might be some hard times pistons one day. You never know. Mm-hmm. Billet blocks. You know, they usually keep 83s and 84s on the shelf. They deal with Millennium to do the bore and replate service. And of course, the clutches. If you ain't sliding, you ain't riding, baby.
That's right. Shout out to MTC. Shout out to Penske Racing Shocks and Dustin and also Eric, right?
Yep. Them was my people.
Dustin's on vacation.
I know.
Like a hell of a vacation. I'm super jealous,
I know he's still going to listen to this, but let me tell you, homeboy was getting up like in South America, eating breakfast, and was answering a shock question that I had for him for a customer. And I was like, bro, don't even worry about it. Oh, no. I'm going to finish breakfast. I'll get back with you. I'm like, dude, you ain't got to worry about it.
That's too much.
He is my dude. Like, you know, he has become a friend of mine. And that's kind of how all this works, right? If you talk to people enough before you know it's your buddies. And I know he's probably, you know, enjoying an awesome vacation. And I'm almost certain that he will listen to this while he's sitting on the beach chilling. And I'm sure I'll get a text message tomorrow from him.
Well, I was going to comment. We're friends on Facebook now. So I seen, you know, he was out there enjoying it with his wife, and it's awesome. He's posting cool pictures out there enjoying life. And I almost commented, but I feel like the last one I saw was like, you know, it's coming to an end. So he might be traveling tomorrow. So it might be the perfect time. But if not, beforehand, I was going to say, like, Dustin, you better not be listening to this damn podcast on your vacation. But shout out to Dustin.
I don't know, man. Think about like chill on the beach, listen to me and you talk. That sounds pretty good, man. Like,
oh no, I mean, I
could rock it. Yeah,
I would just have to, you know, listen to it 2 or 3 times after that because I'd just be drunk, to be honest.
Darnell,
I was on Darnell would listen to it. Man, we might have to tell a little Darnell story later, and just remind me. It's actually pretty funny. Shout out to those guys, MPS Racing, Mr. Dan Rudd, Beth. We love y'all. Another longtime supporter of the sport, MPS and Schnitz, man, they've been in it forever. Yeah,
forever. Like before I was alive, you know, like it's all, I deal with them daily basis, just like I do with Schnitz and stuff. And, Beth and Dan is amazing people. And, they're definitely someone that I fall back to if I'm having trouble with something. They usually have the knowledge to help me.
That's a good point, and I want to bring that up too. I mean, you basically said it, but for those of y'all that might be a little not confused, but just be like, huh, Schnitz, MPS, like Dustin, Hard Times, like Dustin, Hard Times, he works with all these companies as well. So
I'm a distributor with most of them. So, I mean, if, I take the workload off of them a little bit. I kind of help them, you know what I mean? And it works out. I mean, like they have, there's some people that just come to me for everything, and there's people that go to MPS for everything or whatever. At the end of the day, we're all working together. It's a group effort to keep everybody racing
as well. So
yep, for sure.
It works good. But if y'all are wondering about that, Dustin, as he said, from MTC, MPS, Hard Time, or I mean Schnitz, like he gets stuff from all of them, and it just works. It works well, and Dustin provides a little bit different stuff, just like every company on here provides a little bit different, whether it's products or service, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so. I got that 11:30 at night service. That seems like that's my thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, and nothing against anybody else.
No,
it's just, that's how you're out here hustling at 11.
I don't get no sleep, and they do. So they might be smarter than me.
Yeah, it all works out in the end. Last but certainly not least, and I want to spotlight this company a little bit later on. But Worldwide Bearings, Dave Conforti, just amazing. So we're going to talk about Worldwide a little later on, but that was a big.
I don't know what this is.
What?
Man, that was all right.
Wow,
that was way better than I thought it was going to be.
I didn't know. I thought it was like a chicken dying at first.
It was a harmonica, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
never pushed that button. I just wanted to try it. I'm like, what does this do? Here we go.
I thought it was like some type of coyote call, like a dying animal at first, but
I mean, we, at least you brought up the chickens in this episode already.
I know, man. So, we hadn't hit the chickens in a while. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all you loyal subscribers from the RedHill Racing Podcast website to our Patron site. Appreciate it. We picked up a few more from the last episode, so that's awesome. Between you guys and the sponsors, you guys pay for the podcast, and we enjoy doing it. So we can't say we're doing it for free now. There's a rooster. I know what that is. When you give us a round of applause for our subscribers and our sponsors.
All right, here we go. There you go.
All right. So we got through our due diligence. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, and now we're going to talk about the PG version of a Red Rocket. Listen, y'all. My buddy Tom Grooms has a 2014 Hayabusa that has 368 miles. He bought this motorcycle brand new off the showroom floor and basically slowly converted it into a race bike. It took the steps that most race bikes do: short arm, short tail, drag racing, the street pipe. And then Tom ain't the kind of guy to just like slow pace anything. It went straight to a cut rail, DME subframe, DME front rack, catalyst tank, shell, the tail section's catalyst, a new DME arm, DME sidewinder. I mean, I can go on and on, like MTC Gen 2 clutch. He's got a Fuel Tech FT 550. Ryan Snitz done the custom harness. He actually had the bike there. Like, so it's,
oh, really?
If anybody knows Ryan's harnesses, it's phenomenal, right? It's got, a Taylor blanket on it, BST wheels, ceramic bearings, a Penske 8987 shock. I mean, it's got everything. M2 forks. He's got EGTs. He's got, it logs air shifter pressure, G meter, all that stuff. He's even got a fire
suppression.
Yes, he has a fire suppression system on the motorcycle. It's loaded, right? Bought the bike brand new. It's basically a brand new race bike, basically. Tom's going car racing. Yep. Tom bought him a dragster, and he's wanting to sell this motorcycle to buy dragster stuff, and $18,500. So if you're listening to this and you're looking to buy
top of the line,
a sweet, as Mike Bilo would call it, a pro sportsman bracket bike, this is it. Like, it's got nitrous. I can go on and on, but Tom's on Facebook. You can hit him up. The bike runs 850s with a stock motor. I think Tom is like 170 pounds ish. it could go faster. Actually, me and him had a goal of going sevens with a stock motor on nitrous, and I know we were going to do it. And then, Tom, he kind of done the little squirrel and went to dragster racing. And but anyway, Tom's a great friend of mine. Every part on this bike, I feel like that I built it. The only thing that my advice wasn't involved in was the fuel tech. Everything else was Dustin. We talked about, what I would do, what he wanted to do. It's got a Montgomery headlight with LED. It's got it all. It's
pimped out. Dustin is super tight with Tom. I know Tom just through Dustin, and man, he's a stand-up guy. Like this, if you are looking for a bike, we'll put it like this, and you want a nice top of the line bike, you're not gonna find anything better, or we haven't seen anything recently.
Yeah.
You're
Tom,
literally.
Tom don't have junk. Nothing he has is junk.
I would actually go out and say that probably the last few bikes I've seen for sale that are even this caliber would be, Belo, the stuff Belo built.
Yeah, and if Dustin wasn't, thankfully Dustin's grounded a little bit and a little smarter than he used to be, because Dustin 5 years ago would be trying to buy this motorcycle. It's that nice, and I also feel attached to it a little bit because I feel like I built it. It also has a prototype front tire on it, which if that you get excited about that, it's a Drag Max front tire. There's only 2 in the country, and I set that up for Tom to get it because he wanted to try it, and I'm good friends with Demi, and that's where it went. And either way, it's loaded. It's got the best of the best. There's nothing not nice about it. It's perfect, and he's not going to steer you wrong. But don't hit him up trying to trade your brother's cousins side by side or whatever. He's looking for cash buyers, and it's definitely a nice piece. And he took his time and spent a lot of time on making sure everything was clean and done right, and it is. So if you're on Facebook, just look Tom up. I think there's a sale ad with that bike in a few different groups. I know one of them for sure I'm looking at right now is Bikes of the 1320. But it's everywhere on there. And
look Tom up, or you know everything about the bike too. So
I know
if you can't
everything.
find Tom or whatever, just message Dustin. Yep. He'll send you links or whatever you need.
And it also has kind of something that don't come up a lot is it has the MPS solenoid with a shower head combo, but we didn't use MPS solenoids. He wanted Nitrous Express. So he stepped up and bought the Nitrous Express solenoid, but used the MPS built-in shower head assembly for it. I'm telling you, it's got 2 stages of nitrous. It ain't junk. It's top of the line. Everything is.
You said 18.5, right? What do you think it costs to reproduce that right now? 30?
Hell, Gen 2 boosters right now stock are $8-9 grand. You know what I mean? You got $4,000 wheels and a $2,000 clutch. You're there. You're all over the money. Not counting everything else, the fuel tech and.
Yeah, so I'm saying if you were to go try and recreate that bike right now, build it yourself, probably what, 30, maybe more.
Yeah, because he has $8,000 in the wiring and the fuel tech.
Yeah, so
he's not getting his money back on this deal, right? He's just
The point is, it's a hell of a deal.
It's a true my loss is your gain deal. That's what it is, and
don't let the stock motor fool you. That's literally the only thing that isn't pimped out. But hey, to run 850s, not even precedent, Dustin said, you run top Sportsman.
That's the best part because you don't have to worry about hurting it or breaking it or wearing it out. Stock motor will just take it forever, And
you said, go ahead.
It's got Earl's the Pro PTFE hoses.
That's nice,
bro. It is the nicest of everything. There's no junk anywhere. And it's got, the DME front rack with dual batteries. It's, triple trees, DME oil pan. DME rear set, sidewinder, clutch cover. I could go on and on and on, and it's just hit Tom up or hit me up and I can get you guys hooked up if you're interested in buying a sweet drag bike, because this is a type of bike that you could take to XDA or wherever and run Pro ET, Street ET, 560, any whatever. If you want to spray it, you could probably run some top gas. It'll do anything you want it to do, and take it for a time period, and
for sure.
It's a nice piece, and it ain't got, Tom is a safety Nazi, so that's why it's got the fire suppression and all that stuff. And ain't nothing wrong with that, man. These things ever backfire, whatever, spraying nitrous, that's got you back. So it's cool.
Yep.
But shout out to Tom.
Yeah, for sure. And Tom's a podcast supporter, a listener. We appreciate his support always. Tom's, if you're wondering why we're doing this, Tom's a big podcast supporter. He's paid his dues. Trust
he's
us.
lifetime supporter.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't have to. He don't have to sub.
He's a lifetime member for the generous. He didn't want to do a subscription. I'll put it like that. So he's made generous donations because he enjoys it and likes it so much. That's why we're doing it. But we talked, maybe we'll do a pay to play for sale ad every episode,
Yeah, you never know.
Hit us up if you're interested in that. We'll
we can be your local trader paper.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be like I used to love Racing Junk. I'll still go on Racing Junk sometimes. But we'll be the podcast Racing Junk. So yep. Awesome. You got
so now do we want to talk about what I uncracked about 15-20 minutes ago?
Man, let's do it, because I think that's why we're so excited. Breaking news, and this is breaking literally. And well, hold on, I had to tell Dustin, you can't post about it until tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
Because you got to think this is coming out tomorrow morning. So
agreed.
You're hearing it first tomorrow. Well, when this comes out, when you're listening, you're hearing it first. Breaking news. Lay it on them, Dustin. Lay it on them what you lined up after the last XDA, and you basically dotted the I's and crossed the T's 40 minutes ago.
So people might have seen my post in the XDA Racers page about media to cover the Sportsman racers. Nothing against the media we have. I understand that they all have their niche and whatever gets them views and whatever, on their social media platforms. But
and you only have so much staff and time in the day. Right. So like Dustin said, this is nothing against. We love and we support and even pay some of the media currently. So
yes,
no knocks.
And
no knocks.
Exactly. But we need, and I guess it's because I come off a double win. There wasn't no videos of the rounds. You know what I mean? Because I like looking at that stuff. That's like data. You know what I mean? Stuff that you can't feel, you might see or whatever. And I have secured a media person for the Sportsman classes at XDA. I will say this: she will be capturing the last 16 bikes and on of the Gamblers, the Bracket Bash, Street ET, Pro ET, and 560. And then she'll have the Top Sportsman 432 all the way down. And there might even be other stuff. I'm trying to get her to do a YouTube channel just because we can help get you guys to go support her channel and help her grow. This is a younger kid, and she's already in this stuff a little bit, so we're going to help her grow. And I'm a big, I love helping, like teaching kids or, paying kids to do things because it's good for I guess you could say your character. It builds up a business person at a young age. And I feel like that everybody that has a yard should have some kid in the neighborhood mowing it for them. And she's actually a friend of hers. His daughter, so it works out, and I'm excited about it. I also just now spent a whole lot of money on a camera because I'm so excited, but it's cool. And it's going to be primo stuff. Like she literally said, hey, when I get home, I'm going to do like a little test clip of my phone. And she sent me a video that blew me away. I'm like, this is exactly what I want.
Badass. It was badass.
Yeah, I sent it to B and I'm like, dude, this is it. Like, I was like, done. I ordered the camera right then. I'm like, I'm getting you a camera, so this will be all better. She was like, yeah, I would like to be able to zoom in so I could see the racers looking over. I'm like, oh, this is exactly what we want to do.
We are stoked.
I'm geeked about it. And I will release this tomorrow evening sometime. Or after the podcast, and
y'all will probably figure it out. But this young lady, she is a racer, super sharp, great young lady, great family around her, and we're just super excited to. I mean, Dustin spearheaded this, but as we've talked, we're trying to apply it and work it out to to help provide additional content for not only RedHill but also the University of Wynn. We're going to utilize the footage.
And, she could take these videos and potentially, I don't know, cruise to the pits in a golf cart and then add some, what's the word for this? Music that you can play without getting shot down by the media people. And she could make clips and make them cool and then post it on YouTube. And then all of us Sportsman people must go on there and like and subscribe her page, help her grow. Let's help her. Like, I'm not even worried about us. I mean, cool. We're going to get to watch videos of us race, right? We all like that.
Right. Yeah.
But we want her to get something from it to keep going. And of course, you know, I'm taking care of her and she's going to get took care of each race and all that stuff. But I'm pretty excited about it because the clip she sent me, guys, with the phone is just like fire. I'm like, oh my God, if she done this with her phone and she's got a legit sweet camera, oh my God. Like,
and Dustin was going back and it was almost like, it's not like we asked her or Dustin asked her to do anything. It was more like she wanted to see what she could do real quick. And it was almost like she sent us a little test resume. And it's like, we were like, holy shit. Like had the riders' names, had reaction times after the pass, said who won. Like, this is the shit we were basically dreaming of it. And so super excited. Like,
perfect person for the job.
Sportsman racers, like, just get ready. And as Dustin said, like, super excited. I love where Dustin's going with it and just the thought process. And I am as well. You know, I'm fully behind supporting, you know, younger people as well and helping someone get started. But y'all, like, this is also awesome because, you know, this is coming out of the pockets. I mean, Dustin just dropped a lot of money on a camera, and then we're going to work it through RedHill and University of Win. That business is going to be paying this young lady for the coverage. And like I said, Dustin personally just dropped a bunch of money on the camera.
My wife was like, you want me to order this? I said, yes, order all that.
Send it. Send it down to 1320. So full
XDA
full
paid
ahead.
for it. XDA paid for it.
Well, in a way. And also we got to give a little shout out. Even Jason Miller, you know, he had seen Dustin's post and he said, let me help y'all out with this. So he said, you know, right? Is that okay?
Yeah, Jason's going. He called me today, and he's going to get her the media credentials and all that stuff. So, XDA is basically open arms, welcoming her in to do it. This is a whole effort, right? So
yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Everybody working together.
I'm wanting video for the Sportsman racers, which also leads to good video of XDA, which also leads to her getting, you know, a boost in her career and maybe starting off something great. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like a circle, and we're just all going to go together. And when we release this and when she gets everything ironed out and the YouTube channel and stuff, we got to all like and subscribe and share videos and comment. And
that's going to be awesome.
Tell her how good of a job she's doing. Even if it ain't good, you tell her it's a good job. and we're going to keep working on it, which I think she's going to knock it out of the park.
Oh man, that test video would have been like, if that was like the pinnacle, right, of the work, like we've been stoked. But like that was the first try. Like, okay, you want me to throw a video together? Okay,
it was so good that I asked her, I'm like, do I need to buy a camera? Like, because she done it with her phone, that a video she already had on her phone. And I was like, do I need to even buy a camera? Because she's like, oh, I'd love to have that so I can zoom in and see y'all looking over each other. I'm like, oh, it's done. Like, I'm ordering a camera right now. I went ahead and just ordered it. Like, I'm fired up. And at the end of the day, it's not even about the money. It's about seeing someone passionate about something. And she's very excited, and it just makes me happy. So it's going to be cool. And we're going to have sweet videos to watch. And it might be the week after the race, if, you know, maybe at the end of the week or whatever, but they're coming. Like, you know, she's going to have to get used to editing all the footage. And, you know, she done that great. I don't know how long it took her, but it was amazing. And if we can get that at every video, oh my Lord, like, man, you guys are going to love it.
Look, we're getting old. You and I were talking about that a little bit earlier, man. Like we still feel and think like we're young, but we're getting old. And man, the younger generation, they are wizards at this stuff.
That's why I was wanting someone young that's, you know, plays with their phone a lot, or they're into computers. And her parents just bought her a new computer for other stuff that she's doing. So it's just like, it's all perfect. I bought her a USB adapter for SD card so she can take the SD card home and then download everything and do her magic. Like, I am fired up. And, you know, the camera thing, cool, it's for her to use the races, but me and Ben might use it for whatever, for the podcast or university at some point as well. So it's multi-purpose, you know, and it's a good camera. I mean, a legit media person suggested it to me on my Facebook today. And that alone, when I looked it up, and the Google reviews was off the charts, like 5 stars, and everyone was talking about how good it was. I was like, Well, that's exactly what I need, and I'll just say it. It was a Sony FDR AX53 4K Ultra HD Handycam camcorder. That's what it is. And I'm fired up. Like, I can't wait to get it and just hand her the bag and say, let it do your thing, girl.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have basically just think, well, Dustin's going to probably make something formal tomorrow evening, kind of laying it out. Y'all probably at this point figured it out because, we know everybody's in tune with the sport and what's going on. But yeah, just basically playing around the next XDA event. We're going to be hitting it hard with all this content. We're going to have this young lady's new YouTube page. We're going to be using the content to post on our YouTube pages. If you didn't know that, all of these podcasts do go to YouTube. There is a RedHill Racing podcast YouTube.
Yep.
Just as a
and
way,
it's ultimately going to have our after hours stuff on it too.
At some point, yes. And like we said, we're gonna post it up on those pages as well. We're just trying to build up these this community and get the content out there. All the sportsman racers, and this is, like I said, it's not a knock on any media. It's not a knock on the pro classes. We love
everybody
watching
has
the
their
pro
niche.
Classes.
Yeah, everybody has their niche. Like five friends, what is it? 5 friends, 1 family, or what is that? That they are strictly grudge, right? And they have amazing grudge content. I mean, I always watch it because Spencer and stuff, and drag bike. They get the pros, and then sometimes she'll get the bulls, the heads up grudge classes there. And I mean, it's just her, right? So she can't get everything. She'd never leave the stands, So we get
she
that.
Has
we understand
other
that.
Obligations. JT gets what he can.
JT gets the family stuff, the stuff in the pits, the stuff that nobody sees. He gets that. So everybody has
cool.
their
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. Like it, everybody has their little thing that works. And shout out to Terrence. Terrence was the one that suggested the camera, and we know T. He's
KO.
He's the the photo. Like, we've been looking at photos from T after a race for years, and then KO, and there's a few new ones.
All those guys, laid back, like all.
Speaking of that, don't forget to buy a photo from the people that sit out there all day and take pictures. Yeah. I try to do that every time I win a race, because that's just memories when I get old and I can't race somewhere. I can look at it.
I agree 100%. I did a bad job at it. I need to buy some from the last race. But yeah, shout out to all those people, Dustin, right? And to think this is funny, because as Dustin started off and told y'all, like, after last XDA, he just wanted to see a video of something of him going down the track. So
I'd been happy to see me losing 560. I just want to see some stuff,
But what stemmed from, like, man, we everybody enjoys videos of themselves. Like, let's be real. Like, that's just human nature. But
they get me excited to go racing.
Yeah, but now, like, just think how this morphs so quickly. And like you said, it's just like us, somebody helping us, which helps them, which helps XDA, which helps grow the sport. Like, it's just a freaking snowball effect. It's badass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our big exciting news for tonight. Guess what I just found too? Shout out to my boy. And I think these were kind of from you in a way, but shout out to Dustin and Penske. He was like, man, I need to get you some decals. And probably because he was in my trailer looking at my blower bike, and I just didn't even realize it. And I was like, shit, because my old body work does have Penske, when I was running Real Street. But the new front, the front half I got, thankfully, from Eric, he sold me one of his old ones. Honestly, I just hadn't paid attention. I didn't have any Penske. So Dustin, don't worry, bro. I found these giant ass stickers. Like, you ain't gonna miss that there's a Penske shock on this sucker. Like, I'm telling you, dude, these are the big joints. Like, these are tail section stickers. I don't even know where I can put them. And I'm also looking at my crooked ass RedHill Racing podcast. Man, y'all should never let me put stickers on my own bike. I'm terrible.
Well, don't get me started on that, like Spencer's bike. Jesus Lord.
This one's like it's this sticker is literally popping a wheelie right now. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what I was doing.
The next thing we're going to talk about.
Oh man. Okay.
NHRA.
And you know what? This is perfect, because I was getting ready to segue it with, I've seen so many videos from this past weekend. It's just cool watching all these people we know, friends, racing pro stock motorcycles. So yeah, perfect segue. Kick it off, man. What should we even say to start with?
Man, like
the gangsta gauge.
Have y'all seen that video on Facebook? Hang on a minute. Hang on. Here we go. Ready?
Hold on. We might as well, but can you get a little out? I heard it, but I'll shut up.
Okay, ready?
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's what Gage said in his,
yeah.
If y'all know, and y'all probably, if you haven't, you probably realize by now, Gage is so humble and just like, I mean, when you get to know Gage, is Gage, but like if you don't know him, you're watching these interviews like, man, is like, is this he stuck up or no? He's just humble. He's not used to camera. He did better on the camera. Shout out to Gage.
He is getting better on the camera. I told him, I was like, you're gonna have to get used to it because this is gonna happen a whole lot this year, dude. So first of all, we have a lot of friends in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Shout out to Joey. They done good this race. They picked it up. They done better this race. Also I think the Bandit. Why can't I think of his name?
Ryan Oler.
Yeah, Ryan. He done better this race. Picked up some. Yeah. He picked up some this race. Also Eddie. Eddie, he has hernia surgery the last time, or he had a hernia issue.
I heard that on the broadcast. I had no clue.
Yeah, so now he's back. I mean, actually, he was the closest person to Gage, I think, the whole race in ET. And it was very cool to see the final four wide and Eddie and Gage beside each other, and potentially could have been 1-2. But Matt, he snuck in on the tree and beat Eddie to the finish line, so basically he got second. But something I want to point out,
Marcus made his debut. As far as I know.
Yeah, he did. First
we'll get
race.
to that because that was a little bit of a thing later on, and then definitely don't forget, our boy, Mr. John Hall, and Boo Brown was down there letting us know what was going on. Boo was down there helping John. John's, man, he's such a nice guy. I hate that happened. Boo, can I tell that story real quick? Because Boo was here like literally Monday. I don't even know how he got to my house so quick. Long story short, he was bringing my camper back, but he was with John the day before at Charlotte. Yeah. Anyways, I was like, man, me and Boo had lunch. I said, man, what happened? What happened with John? He said, man, I fucked up. Y'all know Boo. That's what he said. I was like, what do you mean you fucked up? He's like, man, I told John, I was like, man, you should probably go in last. So Boo was taking the blame. And look, it's easy. I said it. I watched. For everybody that watched all weekend, just remember we're watching, and that shit ain't the same as when you're up there trying to stage.
No, 4 wide's difficult, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's easy
first
to
person
say
that lights a bulb, the timeout starts right then. You have 7 seconds to get 3 other motorcycles in the beams.
From when, and just to clarify, once all 4 bikes are pre-staged. The next bike, it don't matter which one, but if there's 4 pre-stage bulbs lit, the very next person to go fully stage, it's just one person.
7 seconds.
That one person could sit there and all 3 could get red lit. But yeah, you got 7 seconds from there. So, and like I said, it's easy to watch it and be like, what are you doing? Get in. But, it's different being up there, and just imagine if you were looking at a tree with an extra set of lights on it. I want
to bracket race that racetrack.
I mean, I do.
I think it'd be epic.
We've talked about that, but anyways, my point was just like, hey, we could all call it from the grandstand.
Oh yeah, but, it's easy to call it from here, from the house, watching on your TV.
Boo said he got in John's ear. John had been cutting good lights and maybe needed a little bit of a reaction time advantage to make up for some performance. So he said, man, you should go in last. Just wait a second. And I counted out, man. Like, John literally must have, like, as his red light came on, he staged. So he missed it by literally like a quarter of a second.
Yeah,
so he almost played it perfectly. Now the bad part about that is Gianna, she was I'm sure
waiting on him to go on the 2-step.
She was paying close attention to John and his stage light, and just, I guess, probably missed the tree and just kind of stunned her.
Well, she was waiting on him to stage to go on her 2-step, and he never staged and got timed out, and the tree fell. So she wasn't even on the 2-step when the tree fell.
So it was kind of a lost cause anyway.
It's just a 4 wide blues, right? That's just the way that race is. It's a little bit messy, and even getting off the track is a little bit messy, apparently.
Oh man. Well, I'll let you talk. Well, I'll just wrap this little bit up. I just want to shout out John. I know he's disappointed, man. You get him next time. We know you're in it, and you can come back and get him next time. I feel some good things from Mr. John Hall coming.
Before we get into the shutdown stuff, I just want to point out that Gangster Gage's tether come out.
Oh
about
my
1,200
goodness.
foot and still had a motorcycle on the guys in the other lane. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Like, and the people's like all over Facebook, oh, there's a rule change coming. Bro, you can't change the rules because he's the same weight as like half the field. They all have Suzuki's. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, Gage has to do this? Nah, get out of here. Like, he's got a great motorcycle and he's doing his job. He's doing what
Yeah.
he's paid to do. And
Look,
man, dude's so chill after the passes. Like, he's got a Wally in his hand. They're sticking a hat on his head and a medallion around his neck. And he's the winner. And he's just, the little crooked Gage smile. Like, look what I did. He's just so chill. I would be like spraying champagne, losing my mind.
I'd be Darnell running around an hour after that.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's so cool, I guess, for Dustin and I, because like we said before, and you heard on the interview with Gage, if you haven't, there is a interview with Gage from a couple episodes after he won the first one at Gators.
Yeah.
But man, we just got so close with Gage from racing with him the last couple of years, and pretty
Dude
much
wired my motorcycle, guys.
Yeah, he wired your bike.
That harness has to up value now. It has to be worth 2 times as what I paid for
you
it.
need him to come sign the bike, or the harness, for sure.
It's special.
So, anyways, if we seem like we're fangirling, sorry, that's just our boy. We became tight with him, and as we said, this is what's so cool. And Boo and I were talking about this, and we've talked about it already. Like, I think because so many racers know, and I'm saying, so like I knew Eddie, I know Andrew, I know John, like I know some of the people. Hell, I've met Chip, and hung out with him before, but like I feel like there's all these people with Joey, Gage, Chase coming in, Ryan, like we just have all this new faces that so many people actually raced with and know and have spent time with. Tell me I'm wrong, but I know I'm not, right? Like there's just this super influx of enthusiasm for pro stock motorcycle again. And I'll be honest, this is the second time I've purposely tried to make myself stay off Facebook on Sunday just to turn on the actual show and watch it and not know who won. And I did it. I mean, I was super excited.
There is so many people,
though,
There's so many people this year that's sharing, post about Gage or whatever, because so many people know of Gage. They've been around him more.
Yeah.
They know him because of NHRA. He raced there for years, and then he kind of moved to XDA to, up the Pro Street program and go as fast as he possibly can and all this stuff. So all these people are excited because they have personally watched Gage do what Gage does. So they're like, I mean, I've seen people that share stuff and it's like, man, I was shocked. I'm like, I didn't know that person even knew pro stock motorcycle. You know what I mean? It's just cool. And I'm excited to see it's a big thing right now. And I mean, I'm excited to get Richard back out there and hopefully. Yeah. Oh, it's the class. It's funny. I don't know if it's a coincidence or just how they're doing it, but I swear, a few years ago, pro stock motorcycle on TV got rushed through. Like it would just be done, like they were over it. And now it feels like they're treating them like they're actually like everybody else. You get you get burnouts, part of the burnouts, you get staging. They talk about, who's up, and then they leave. And they're not rushing through it. I'm not sure if that's because maybe Suzuki wants more airtime or it's part of their sponsor. I don't know. But all I do know is I love it. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah.
I'm even signing up for the NHRA TV so I can always see it. Like, it's just cool. It's amazing to see.
I ain't looked at it, but I was thinking about it.
All the people that we know and people that we know of that we personally don't know out there battling it out all seem to be equal. And something else I love now is just hearing 4 Suzukis go down the racetrack together. Like, I know the Harleys did good and there's still some Buells out there, whatever they are, but it's just, there's nothing like an inline 4 screaming down the racetrack. And all 4 of them together was just epic.
Yeah,
like,
it is cool.
The final was 4 Suzukis just zipping down through there. And I'm like, man, they were almost in sync. It was just like, man, like that's the best sound in the world. And I'm excited that NHRA's popping, pro stock motorcycles got some life in it.
Well, I mean, like I said,
everybody's can't wait to the next race.
I know, as I mentioned, I know we're fangirling over Gage because he's our dude, but we know a lot of the other racers and we're fans of them as well. But the excitement to me is just seeing, as we said, so many people sharing NHRA, talking about NHRA. I'll be honest, I would try and catch it here and there the last 2 or 3 years, watch Joey or, watch Ryan or Eddie or Chip, like I know those guys and I enjoy seeing them have success and go down the track. But like I said, I want to tune in and not know the results this year and watch everybody, chase like killing the tree. I mean, I love seeing it's like new blood coming in and then going head to head with the veterans of the sport. It's just, I don't know, it's just reinvigorating, it's just cool.
Yep. And also, not to change the subject, but I just now got a photo of the YouTube channel with our video person. She just now sent a picture of the YouTube channel's active. I'm fired up.
Man, making progress for sure. That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, that's another step right off the rip. Okay, back to what we was talking about. Sorry, I got excited.
So NHRA, like we said, it was cool to watch.
The finish line shut down.
Yeah. So let's touch on that. If you want to give your take, that's fine. I feel like some people were overreacting at first. I mean, like, there's no doubt so maybe we should
talk about what happened.
Yeah, I guess we should draw it up first.
So there was 4 bikes going down the racetrack. It's 4 wide, right? You got a flagger down at the end of the shutdown, telling people when they can come across. You got to orchestrate 4 vehicles to get off the racetrack together. And Kelly Klontz and Gage was in the far right lanes, and then
3 and 4 basically.
Yep, and then Marcus was in the number 2, and then I don't know who was in 1.
I feel like Joey was in 1.
Might have been Joey. Yeah. And anyway, so Gage was going behind the flagger. The flagger like turned around and said something apparently to him. It looked like it. And then Kelly was behind him. Now, saying this, Marcus had like shut off like 400 foot or something. Like something happened. And
it was like an aborted pass. He drifted through the finish line. It was either like, I can't remember if it was 8 or 10 seconds. Like he was coasting. And
saying that, so you kind of like, oh, he's way back there. Well, as Gage went past the flagger, there was a gap. And Kelly Klontz said that her mama taught her to look both ways. And she happened to look left and
jammed her brakes for sure.
Yeah, Marcus, I mean, you can't tell from the angle of the camera, but it had to be 2 or 3 feet, right in front of her into the gravel. And now
probably 20, 30 miles an hour, like just come through there and just boom.
Yeah, I mean, 30, yeah, something like that. And first of all, you're like, how did he get down there still going that fast? But you got to remember, these guys have an issue, pull a clutch in, shut it off, or just don't lose momentum because you got to make it down there, to stop. You don't want to stop the show because you're sitting on the racetrack.
And that's the point, because as Dustin's saying, like, I don't know exactly there, but I mean, you got to think if you're running a quarter mile, well, you got at least, but usually it's a lot more, at least a quarter mile of shutdown. Yeah. So it could, and some tracks are up to dang near a half mile. So he shut it off, aborted the pass. He wasn't, we'll put it like this. Marcus wasn't touching the brakes. He was trying not to, as Dustin said, slow up the show. He wanted to make sure he got off the end of the track. So he was just cruising and drifting. And yeah, go ahead.
Man, luckily, he did have an aborted run because apparently he had no brakes.
Yeah.
When he did decide he had to get on the brakes, they wasn't none. And by the time that happened, there wasn't no time to do anything. So he went in the pea gravel and rolled off the side of the bike and jumped right up. He was fine, right? And thankfully the bike was shut off and all that good stuff. Sometimes God does things. That bike didn't make that pass for a reason, because if he was going 180 mile an hour and went to get on his brakes, there wasn't none. It could have been way, way, way worse. Now,
and it would have been worse for Marcus because it wouldn't have involved any other bikes, because he would have been down there with them and they'd have been.
Oh, he wouldn't have been able to slow down for him, yeah, right? Yeah. He would have been scooting to the gravel. Now the flagger guy did kind of drop the ball. It was his job to signal people to go. And that guy probably needs to go hand off some wristbands or something. He shouldn't be the guy waving people off the track.
I hate to be like that. I mean, like, I know.
But it's true, mistakes were made, and that's a very serious area. Like,
I'll do one thing for the flag, or I'll play one little devil's advocate. I know that they got a shit ton of weather and rain over the weekend, and I know, like, the whole entire staff, track staff, safety safari, they worked their asses off.
Yeah, they were tired,
even talked about they were probably really tired. That being said, like, man, I mean, like, that's your job. Like,
these guys were standing there in fire suits, basically, right? Like, full blown.
And here's what blew my mind though, is like, this dude, the flagger guy right there, then, like he damn near got hit himself. Like I literally
Yeah.
don't understand how he even like
He froze like a
he
deer in the
must have
headlights.
bad dude. He must have bad peripheral vision or some shit.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like I don't know
Well,
how
they
you
have to
couldn't
wear
see
them
him.
little helmets. Maybe he couldn't see because the strap or something. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't know. I mean,
but either
I
way,
try to throw him a little
yeah,
a little safety or
mistakes
a life
mistakes were
raft there.
made, and thankfully,
Yeah.
Marcus was all right, and Kelly hit the brakes because that could have been expensive and ugly, and everybody was good, but it was the
Yeah.
talk of the town online. I think everybody and their mama
And
shared. Uh, what's his name? Man, why can't I
um
think his name?
dude, I saw so
You
many people share it.
used to weld for
Oh,
Benson
Mike
Hines.
Mulaney.
Yeah, Mulaney,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
video. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I mean it was shared like crazy.
yeah, yeah.
The only thing that I wanted to, and the reason we were talking about, so that is I don't want to say it was hearsay. I mean that's what we know happened with Marcus, right? And sorry, I'm sidetracking. Do you know, like I feel like he used to go by Marcus and then it just started being Mark. Do you know if it's Mark or Marcus?
I mean, I've always called him Marcus.
Yeah. I think
I,
he's I don't know.
I
I feel like he switched on his tech card in Real Street or something. Anyhow,
yeah.
we know Marcus, whatever. We're calling you Marcus, brother. We know you. We're cool. I bullshit with
Yeah.
him. I
Oh, I
think he
love
just like
Marcus.
yeah, I think he like changed on his tech card like
His
last year at
Instagram's awesome.
Real
He
Street.
always has funny videos and
Extreme
stuff.
performance. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a
Check him out.
comedian, man.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. But here's what made me mad at first is I saw some people like, what the hell was that rider doing? And like, here's the thing. We know Marcus because we race with him all the time, have for
Marcus
years.
can ride a
I'm
motorcycle
talking about that dude has been running Real Street for what now? A decade? Like he's
forever.
OG in that class.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing. He knows what the hell he's doing. And I saw a couple comments that got me a little fired up. Like, what was that rider doing? He needs to be in. I saw somebody say, like, I think I saw somebody say he needed to be investigated or something. It's like, investigated for what? Like, he had a failure. Like, that's what happened. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He was aborted the run. He was trying to make it to the end of the thing. And, as Dustin said, luckily it was an aborted run. He killed all that mile per hour just getting down through there. And when he went to hit his brakes, probably let's say, I don't know, 100 foot from the flagger or the end, like he probably hit his rear brakes.
There wasn't nobody home. The rear brakes on them things suck. So
he probably hit his rear brakes, probably pumped those, realized after, at this point he'd done used up 20, 30 feet, said, oh shit, his bike's off. Probably tried to get the front brakes a little bit easily, trying to gen into him, realized, oh shit, now he's done used up another 30, 40 feet. Well, at that time, he's 30 feet from the gravel.
It's time to prepare to fall over.
Was try and jam that sucker in gear and just completely destroy it, which, I'd say that'd be about the only thing. But those shifters,
it'd probably cost more to fix. It'd probably cost more to fix that than would the gravel damage.
Well, I was going to say like that's probably not a natural habit anyways. Like the shifter's not near your foot peg on that bike.
No, it's not like his real street bike. So basically you decide to trash a $2,000 transmission or you just go get some bodywork scratches.
Yeah. I mean, put it like this. He didn't have many options and that's what happened, guys. And
shit happens.
So
we've seen some of the best go off in the sand. That's just part of it.
We're just glad that, Kelly was paying attention. She was able to get her bike stopped, not, get hurt or hit. Luckily the flag guy, his peripheral sucks, but he didn't get hurt. And then Marcus was fine. He got up and let everybody know right away, I'm good, just freak deal. So anyways, yeah, I'm glad we touched on that though.
Yeah.
I hated to see some of those weird, shitty comments.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. Like, actually Richard, put out a good reply to all that stuff, and it was kind of like what we just now said. Like, man,
I think I've seen that. That's probably
first of all, we're not sitting on the motorcycle is a different scenario than sitting here watching on TV, right? And Kelly done her job by just making sure, when she went behind that guy, that there wasn't nobody going to pop up on her. Thankfully, she did see it, and all's well. Everything's good. Yeah. It was a little interesting on TV to see, but I mean, nobody was hurt. Most of those bikes, I think, are either wrapped or painted, so it's not that big of a deal. Fix it and go on.
That wasn't a big deal on that.
No, it didn't hurt. It obviously didn't look like to me it hurt much. It was by the time the bike fell over, he was probably going like 10 mile an hour.
Trust me, I've been in that pea gravel. It's I don't know. Okay. So what else about NHRA? It's weird. 4 wide. It has
What was that one deal that I know it ain't motorcycle related, but the car guys, like the whole family was racing one round. That was cool. It was
That
like
was wild. I had to
Pro Mod
look
or
into it.
something.
No, it was
Yeah.
pro stock, man. Like
Yeah.
it was. I think it was. I had to look into that. It was called like the Cadro brothers, or
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
But what it looked like is it looked like it was like maybe three brothers and a dad or granddad or something. It was wild.
Yeah. I'll tell you because I know somebody that shared it. And I can go right to their thing and look. It
From
was
what I can tell, it was like Cadro. I don't know how you say it.
okay. Maybe they didn't. There it is. Yeah. It's Cuadra. So Quadro. So you had David, Christian, Fernando Jr. and Fernando Sr.
Yeah.
So I assumed that it was like,
I think it was like three brothers and a dad.
The brothers, right?
Yeah.
So
and then
cool
they had
to see that.
There. That was wild. Yeah. They
all
made
never
it going to
happen again to be full wide racing around together, and that's just cool. I guess that's something that family will always. If that was me, I would have that picture framed and hanging on the wall in my shop or something. That's just cool.
It blew my mind at first. I was like, that's wild. I had no clue there was a whole family, and I'm talking like 4 people in pro stock. And then the next thing that I thought,
that's expensive.
Holy shit! The amount they got 4 pro stock cars in their family. Man, I think from what I gathered, I looked it up as like forget it's like Corral Boots or something, and something else. I think they own a badass boot company. And
that's dope.
Company.
They get it done. Shout out to you on live because y'all are killing it.
Well, yeah, for sure. And hey, look, I love cowboy boots, and I know y'all are gonna think I'm crazy for saying that, but hey, I am a redneck and I love cowboy boots. And literally, if I don't wear tennis shoes when I go out and dress up, I wear cowboy boots. That's me.
You wear your shit kickers.
Yeah. Well, and I got some expensive shit kickers that I would have never spent money on.
I've never found a pair of cowboy boots that fit my calves.
Well, yeah,
I've tried them on.
Know. Yeah, I guess
back when I worked at my dad's salvage yard, I was even trying to buy some of them, like the Justins or whatever, to work in up there because they keep your feet dry, and they never fit my calves. Like it was just a problem. So I have to wear my Crocs, man. I wear my Crocs.
Man, I do like some Crocs though. But man, I love those.
New boot goofing.
I'm just gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna have to look in. Like we said, support our sponsors on the show, but man, I'm gonna look into them boots next time I need a pair of boots. Check them out.
Yeah,
if they're spending money and doing in the sport we love, you gotta support all the people for real.
For sure. Yeah,
that's real talk.
Yeah.
So here's my thing on the 4-wide. It's cool. It's a spectacle, honestly, for me. And
it's also complicated.
I will say this. And this isn't toot my own horn. I just was in the right place, right time. Back when I worked at Bristol Dragway many, many years ago, I was at the very first 4-wide at Charlotte before it was a race. It was exhibition pass. The first pass they sent 4 down. It was Top Fuel or Funny Car. I think it was Top Fuel. That shit was wild. I was on the starting line. It was crazy. And I was there for that as a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
it's cool to watch, but here's my thing. It's hard to watch it. It's just so much going on. It's almost too much. I mean, I think it's cool. I don't know that they need to do it 2 times, once at Vegas and once at Charlotte.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's cool. It's just a lot going on. So I'll say that, in the fact that, like we were talking about the timeout thing with John, and then that happened, like so many people red lighting in the other classes and even in pro stock motorcycle. Ryan went red, right? Like it's just so much going on. And when you only do it twice a year, like it's a lot. So I know it's probably something the racers aren't huge on. So I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. It's just kind of a spectacle in a way, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it definitely seems complicated. I wouldn't care to give it a shot bracket racing at least once just to say I did it.
Bracket racing would be wild. Like, where would you even look?
Well, you would have the guys on the outside would have the perk. They could just look one way, but if you're in the center, you're going to have your head on a swivel or have good peripheral, one or the other.
I feel like if you were to do so, I guess you would do it the same way, right? Like you just advance 2 until the finals. Yeah,
it'd be the same format. It's just going to be hard to bracket race with people on each side of
you. Would just have to you would literally just have to try and quote unquote race your lane, like your opponent though, like
or at least the ones on the outside of you. Yeah.
Well, think about it like this too. Like you had to go down, you'd be going down through there, or let's frame it like this, right? And this is what we think of as bracket racers. Like me and Dustin are racing, right? He's dialed 790. I'm dialed 760. So he's going to leave before me. And then like, I'm just gauging off that. Then imagine trying to remember that, like, then this other guy in the third lane's dialed 810 and then the other guy's dialed 87. Dude, it would be, I don't know. It'd be wild.
Now, after you said that, I think like if you're faster than everybody else, it'd be a little easier because you could just look forward.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you're the slow guy in the center lane, you're about to have a bad day.
You'd either want to be the slowest or the fastest, because like anything in between, you'd be like looking left or looking right, like confused as hell. What's that guy down?
Yeah. It would be like being an antelope getting chased by two tigers. You know what I mean? Like you don't know which way to look. They're both coming at you.
It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. What else? Anything else stand out to you with the post op? Like I said, there's just so much going on. I know, like you said, Joey made some good runs. Ryan was kind of getting there, running good, and then had that red light. But yeah, Gangster Gage. What happened with Chase? I think he just.
I'm pretty sure he had a hurt motor because when he went on the two step, when he lost, I'm pretty sure it had a hurt motor because I seen a lot of smoke when he was on the two step, and the bike didn't run the number, like it was like a 690 or something.
That's all I remember is when he lost, it lit up, and I think you're right. I think it was like 695. I was like, well, something wasn't right.
Yeah, he was smoking when he was on the two step, and you don't see that in pro stock motorcycle much. So that kind of told me that maybe she was wounded a little. You know, the bike was wounded, and just he had to do what he had to do. Didn't have a motor, or wasn't aware that it was hurt. One or the other. Yeah. And but I will say this real quick that stuck out to me about it. Homeboy Gage. I mean, I know we're fanboying. I'm fanboying, but 0-2 lights every round except the final, and he was 0-1 in the final. Like, he's doing his part. And the reason I thought of that was because Chase was killing the tree in Gainesville, and it just made me think of it.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, and I think you and I should take credit for that. Gage probably heard us, and I know we probably jostled him. I know we talked about it actually when we interviewed him, so we might have amped Gage up like, hey, man, you need to step up. Chase had your number. He had everybody's number at the first race.
I think he's doing what he's supposed to do in his situation, He is. I know that Eddie's going to, get to where Gage is on ET-wise. I also know that you can't never count out Matt Smith to get there. But I'm ecstatic to see like him living the dream. Like it's just awesome to see. And I really can't wait to get Richard back out there because that's my boy too. And, between Richard, Joey, Chase, and Gage, them's like people that I personally know. Like I call them friends. Now Eddie's my friend, but Eddie's been in pro stock for a long time, and, those guys are guys that I've raced against and with, you know what I mean? So, they're a little bit more home to me, I guess, but I am excited to see Richard get back out there, and Joey and them, they picked up, so they're doing better. They got a better grip on it because Joey's a really good friend of mine as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it was just like a really wild race to watch and just try and keep track of. So
yeah, I was doing Momageddon all weekend and weed eating and stuff, and that was the one highlight of my weekend. Was looking forward to watching that, so it was pretty cool.
Yep.
Speaking of racing, though, I'm in a pickle. I'm in a dilemma.
What's that?
So last week I mailed off my license for NHRA and IHRA to just try to.
Oh my gosh!
Potentially go to a divisional.
You said NHRA too? You only told me IHRA.
Yeah. I done both. Yeah, I went ahead and done both. The NHRA guy told me not to worry about the passes because I had a prior license, so I just had to send that one in.
I got you.
And my brother went online and done his. I didn't know that was a possibility for IHRA, but I mailed my check or mailed the paperwork and then had the card info on it, whatever. But so to go to the divisional, I have to attend 2 races at Bristol to go with them to the bracket final. I have to join points and attend 2 races to go to the bracket finals, and then Knoxville, I have to join points and attend 2 races to the bracket finals. I don't even know if I want to go to the bracket finals this year, but I would like to go ahead and do it. That way, if I decide I want to go, I can.
I looked it up the other day.
What's that?
I wanted to find out when the bracket finals were. I looked it up.
Yeah, I have no idea when they are.
It was a week before my wedding. I think I can do it.
Oh, nice. So here's my dilemma. So both racetracks are having a points race this weekend. So it's like, yeah, so you go to Bristol and then you stay there for 2 days and go ahead and knock out the 2 races there and be done. or you go to
Now, did
dog
you
sport and do it.
verify that though? That's what I was wondering. Like, because they do like like 2 races a weekend, but is it 2 weekends or 2 races?
2 races.
All right, I was just
I'm
checking.
pretty sure that you just go there for the weekend and you get 2 races and you're in,
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
But I don't know. It would be nice to get the Bristol one out of the way when it ain't hot outside, because the summer there is brutal. You know, it's terrible up there, all the asphalt, and it's hot. Um, but then again, I really don't want to spend the whole weekend there. It's tough. I'm in a tough spot on that deal.
But I
Um,
mean, so you don't even know when the finals are?
no, I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Division two is for NHRA is October 6th through 8th, so it would be the weekend after the XDA finals. It's
Nice.
at Carolina Dragway. It's the weekend after XDA, the weekend before I get married. So we could both go there, I think. At least I
Yeah,
might,
me and
at
my
least you
dad used
can,
to
I think.
race at Carolina Dragway when I was a kid. I actually won a junior dragster race of champions there, and I runner up in a motorcycle race there.
So does that interfere with anything you have going on? You don't know it, do you?
Uh,
Oh my gosh, you're terrible. Hold on. This
I
actually
mean,
this is perfect because I had created or tried to create like kind of a master schedule for all races. So this is a perfect point.
well, SDBA don't have nothing. They got October
That's what I was
27th through
checking. Yeah,
29th.
that's what I was just looking up. Okay.
Their last
I
race
think
is
you're in the
October
clear.
27th.
I think you're in the clear for NHRA now. I don't know when the
When it was
IHRA
it?
is.
When was it? November or something?
No, it was October 6th through the 8th. It's a weekend after XDA finals, which is the last
Oh
weekend
yeah,
in September. And
yeah.
then the weekend after that is my wedding, which I assume you're going to. So
I mean, yeah, I better be there.
yeah, so you can make it work. I might be able to make it work.
I'm going to be like wearing a fanny pack, passing out beer to people.
Yeah, I'll take them. You don't know when the IHRA is? Man, you're terrible. You don't even know if you can go. That's how you need to decide.
No, I don't need to decide that. I
No,
decide if.
I'm saying like you said you have a dilemma. You don't know which track to go to.
Well, I
You
mean,
don't even know if you can go.
I got to secure 2 races and be in the points at both places to even go. So I
Yeah,
just
but what
figured it
if you
had to be
can't go to
done.
bracket finals at or oh, okay,
Oh,
I see what you're saying.
I would go if it like come down to I had to like miss a race or something to go to
What
it.
the hell is how does IHRA even work?
It's
What
complicated.
division are you?
Two,
9? What?
two should be Division 2. I
Holly
think
Springs Motorsports.
maybe it is Division 9. Hell, I don't know.
So Division 2 on their thing says it's September 14th through the 16th, which I don't
How
looking
do
at my
you know?
master.
How do you know what division your track fits
Well, hell, I
in?
don't know. I've never raced to IHRA. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, they have like a spectacular at some tracks that if you win it, you go straight to the bracket finals
I
or
would
something.
say that you're either in Division 9 or Division 2 would be my guess, just based on where these races are.
Well, in the past, when me and my dad used to race it when I was a kid, it was always Division 2, but it could be 9 now. I don't know.
Well,
Like
I'm gonna tell you right now, Division 9 is the finals is at South Carolina Motorplex. What is that? Is that not Carolina Dragway? I don't even know what South
yeah,
Carolina Motorplex is. Is that the
should be
same
this.
thing?
I think so.
Well, that's the weekend of XDA finals.
Ooh,
That's what I'm saying. You need to know this stuff. I can't even believe you. You're ridiculous.
man. I mean, it's just tough in the hood. You know, it's tough. It's tough
But I
out
don't know.
here.
Maybe you're Division 2, Holly Springs. That's down in what, Alabama? Where's
Yeah,
Holly Springs at? Yeah.
yeah, I think it is.
You're
I mean,
not you
I
shouldn't
know
be
that.
Division 1 because that's Motor Mile in Virginia. Then Division 4 is Extreme Raceway Park. I know that's Texas. Division 5 is US 41. I have no clue where US 41 drag strip is.
US 41. That is, um, US 41 is in. Ain't that one? It's in Tennessee.
Hell, I don't know. You at Dragway
Or
42 is Division 3. That's in Ohio. And then I know you're not Division 6 because that's Ottawa. That sounds Canadian.
yeah, I think US 41 is that. Ain't that the track that STBA is going to? No, US 41 is Morocco. In
It says
Indiana, we went
Indiana.
there.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah, US 41 is we went there with NHRO one time. The track has 0 lights.
Nice.
Now, look,
Yeah.
we were racing, and I give the stripe back, and I rode the scooter down to the finish line just to see why I couldn't see the stripe. And no kidding, I looked up at this light and it goes bzz, 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 and then come on. I'm like, where was you at 10 minutes ago? Like,
Jeebus.
yeah.
You didn't have to put a division on your damn license application?
I don't remember that. I think it was
Oh
division
my gosh,
two.
bro.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Yeah, no shit.
If the listeners didn't see my Facebook post on the bottom of it where you have to do passes,
tell them what you said.
I wrote on there, I was like, if you want to verify my passes, call West Clapp at Knoxville Dragway or Google me. That's what I told him.
Unreal.
I mean, realistically, that ain't really that unreal.
No,
like, I mean,
I guess
that is unnecessary. Like, it's unnecessary. I ain't got time to go a 60-foot pass like that. I just ain't got time for that, guys. Like, that's just ridiculous. It ain't even worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just absurd. I mean, really, let's just be real. They want our money, so just take my money and send me my license, and we're good here. We're done. You know. So I don't know.
I was trying to find that for you. I have no clue.
I can find out. I can ask my brother. He probably knows. He's all up in that stuff.
Okay. Well, let me know. I might be able to make NHRA work. I'm already confused. Actually, IHRA. Let me go back. Hold on. Because it says motor mile. Maybe. But then I got to find a track that I can run IHRA at. Yeah. I don't know. No, I might try it for NHRA. Let me know. We'll plan it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll work out. Well, I mean, I think I'm just trying to decide if I could just go to Bristol this weekend, but my wife and kids like, let's go racing. So I can go to Bristol this weekend and knock them both out, join the points, done. You know what I mean? I could be good to go. But then again, I have to spend my whole weekend at Bristol, and I'm not really sure I want to do that.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. That's up to you. Hey, let's talk about, I want to shout out some races this weekend, though. So you already said Bristol kicks off their season, right? That's cool.
Yeah, my brother posted a picture of his license, and it says D8.
D8?
Yeah.
Hell, they don't even have Division 8 listed on this son of a gun.
It just says D8 motorcycle on it, so I don't know what that means.
Bro, they have Division 6, 3, 5, 2. That's like literally, they don't have a 7 or an 8. I don't know where y'all racing at, bro.
Me neither. It'll work itself out.
Man. So they're kicking off at Bristol. Like I said, I tried to create a spreadsheet. That way we can let people know if they're looking for a place to race. I have down Kings of Grudge. Says it was at Galata. I don't think it is. I feel like that changed. It's somewhere. Kings of Grudge is racing in South Carolina this weekend, I'm pretty sure. Bikes in the Valley, I think they kick off their season this weekend. Lebanon Valley. Shout out to them.
And then the Derbies this weekend.
The Derby,
right? Yep.
I don't have that one on there, but I was going to say it. You're right. Then the Derby down at Ohio Valley, right?
Yep.
So those are kind of three series you could attend. I know Kings of Grudge, I think it's in South Carolina. They changed. I know it's not a lot now. Bikes in the Valley, if you're up northeast New York, and then kind of whatever you want to call it. I guess that'd be like central-ish, not really, but whatever. The Derby, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio. There you go. So plenty of choices. You can go to your local track. You can go to Bristol and race. You go support your local tracks if you're not traveling. I know Summer Duck is close to me. They're having some racing. Summer Duck actually, I don't know if Mike Schultz is kind of heading that up or whatever. I know he's posting quite a bit about it, but they're kind of trying to do some little bike shootout on Sunday where they're going to have a 6.0, 560 in a bracket class. So go patronize these drag strips. We're not getting any new drag strips. We're just losing them, you know. Actually, Dustin's home track is for sale.
Yeah, 20 minutes from me. The Division 8 said that its huge growth leads to new IHRA Division 8 finals, and it's in Steele, Alabama.
Doesn't give you a date?
Nope. It says Division 8 include Alabama International Raceway, Belton Drag Strip, Brainerd Motorsports Park, Crossville Dragway, Holiday Raceway, Huntsville Dragway, I-22 Motorsports Park, and Knoxville Dragway.
Okay.
Corey said weekend of September 30th.
Well, that's XDA, so you might as well just go to Bristol.
Bruh. Yeah, you just now solidified that. So I ain't got to worry about it.
That means if you go to Bristol and if you qualify, go to bracket finals. And if I do the same damn thing, we're going to go to bracket finals and potentially race each other.
Well, sucks to be you.
No shit. That's what I'm saying. Actually, I'm always got my money on Uncle Jerry. He's a badass when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, you can't.
But Division Two, they're badass racers. We're talking about Roy and Candy Hagedorn. Like that ain't no joke. Hell,
Man, I
Spooky
haven't.
came down and won Division Two last year, didn't
Spooky's a cheater though. He goes to like two different divisions.
he?
He gets like 3 shots to go to the divisional like that.
No,
He's man.
Spooky's pulling our old method. That's what I've told
Yeah,
people time and time again. People are like, you and Dustin used to, or well, you still do, but it's like I used to win all the time. It's like, well, damn, I entered 5 classes, I only won 1. That's like 20% success rate.
We lost 4 times. Come on, like
Yeah.
that's why I'm always so hard on myself. I'm like, golly, I lost 4 times.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, no, Spooky was just taking that method, man. He's
Well, the
hitting,
perk of this is I'll still go to Knoxville and prepare myself to go. You never know what the weatherman might do. XCA could get rained out and I could shoot down the divisional. Who knows? You never know.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I hope not, because I like XDA, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. We let's keep these ramblings going. Where are we heading next?
Lord, I don't know. I don't know where we're at.
Let's do I want to shout out and talk about Worldwide Bearings, because Dave from 40 is the freaking man.
Yes. So if you want the smoothest rolling motorcycle ever, you got to have Worldwide Bearings. Simple as that.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, Dustin's used them for years. I've used them for forever. If you need bearings, and this isn't motorcycle only stuff, I've used them in my side-by-sides when I got wild and quit drag racing and raced side-by-sides for a year or two. Dude, they're badass. My side-by-side took 3 people to push. I put Worldwide Bearings in my transmission, which it took 12 of them suckers. That's a lot of bearings. Some of them things were huge. It wasn't easy, but I could push my side-by-side by myself after that. That shit was insane. If people are always like, do ceramic bearings work? Hell yeah, they work. They're badass, but you only get them from Worldwide Bearings because that's the best in the world.
Yeah, facts exactly.
Sure. And like seriously, I know it's something that a lot of people don't put thought into. Dave's the man. He provides a phenomenal product. And yes,
I'm emailing him right now as we're talking.
Good. You ordering something?
I'm asking a question.
Okay.
That it just reminded me to ask.
I might lead to an order, but yeah, the bearings are the best. Dave has one of those. Must be something with Dave's. That's good dudes for sure. But supported the sport for forever as well. Excuse me. It's common for racers put them in their wheel bearings. That's the most common. Usually, they're anywhere. They're usually around, I think, $400 or $500 for a set for your wheel bearings. Great, easy way to free up some power and friction. And yes, they do work. I mean, generally speaking, you'll see anywhere, I don't know, about half a tenth is what I kind of tell people. That
it's a collaboratory thing, right? Like if you put like lightweight wheels on your bike, you don't not put bearings in the wheels.
Right,
like it's just part of it.
An option too. But I mean, like it does help. But I'll say this is what I want to touch on. A lot of people don't even, I don't want to say a lot, but when you're building your motor, spend the extra money, put them in your transmission. Like, dude,
for sure.
The difference, and I don't know if Dustin's felt it, but when I've had, so let's say at one point I had 2 of my personal bikes, and one of them only had wheel bearings, another one had wheel bearings and engine bearings. And I mean, I had everything, whatever, transmission, cam bearings, but definitely do the transmission bearings. Dude,
yeah,
that bike with the transmission bearings, it was heavier than my other bike, and it rolled better.
My top Sportsman bike has ceramic transmission bearings. The other one just ain't never got the love.
Can you tell a difference?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can go to the bike and spin the wheel on the lift and tell a difference. Like it's
just me getting pushed around like on I'm talking a bike that was 50 pounds heavier than the other bike. It rolled better.
And what cooler is a website that says we got balls on top of it? I mean,
that's on my long list of website rebuilds. But yes, his website does have some good. Dave has the best t-shirts.
Yeah, on the top of his website it says we got balls and we sell bearings. Like you can't that's cool as shit, man. Like you just can't get no cooler than that.
That Dave is the coolest guy ever.
Yes.
He sends out so much free gear to his customers and people that support him. It's insane. I've told Dave before, like, hey man, you should sell that. And he was like, no, I'll never sell that. And he spends a lot of money every year just to send t-shirts, hats, whatever, stickers, a lot of money.
He literally sent me some bearings for a customer, and there was like a packing paper in there that said, hey, if you want a t-shirt, email us your size. Like it wasn't, and that just goes to everybody.
And you know what and you know what he told me when I was like, man, you should sell them, because he has some badass designs. I'm sure most of y'all have seen them. he's like, man, Ben, he's like, I still just love seeing people wear my company name and logo. It's just cool. And I
Yes.
was like, all right, fair
Yes.
enough. So super
Yeah.
humble guy, super nice guy. Literally, if you have needs for anything, maybe you're not drag racing, maybe you got a side by side or whatever. I mean, go-karts, junior dragsters, snowmobiles, cars, like everything, he can hook you up. So yeah, that's our sponsor
I mean, if
spotlight for tonight.
if you want to put some in your roller skates, he's probably got the bearings to make them roll good.
I know he does because Greg Russell, like he messes
Yeah.
with RC cars and all. He's got like
Yeah.
these teeny tiny bearings. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sponsor spotlight, shout out to our dude Dave Conforti and Worldwide Bearings. That was that for that. We need to do, man, should we talk about my race thing?
Oh, the Darnell.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, I don't know if I
What's
want to
the
share
race
that.
thing? Let's just keep Darnell out of this.
The Darnell thing had to do with Silas, but I
Well,
think
Darnell's got to come out when we do the RedHill after hours stuff. We
I don't
gotta
know. That
keep
was a
him.
pretty good story. He was right though. I just didn't remember it.
Let's just say Darnell at one point at XDA in the rain was just wandering around like Boo described it as like a lost puppy just wandering around the rain, like bouncing from trailer to trailer. Like
Man, y'all can't give me a rain delay because Darnell's coming out. There ain't
yeah.
no
Yeah,
ifs,
we
ands,
get
or
done
buts.
racing at 6 o'clock. It's going to be trouble. That's just the way it is. I went in the motorhome. It was so miserable
Yeah.
outside. I just stayed inside.
Oh man, I was getting it. I was having fun. I was seeing everybody. I visited everybody. I think tried to. I don't know. It was fun. It was. So I'll just tell a quick story. Everybody kind of has an idea now. Darnell. So Darnell was out and about one evening. It might have been the rain delay evening.
It was.
So I think it was Frank and Steve and Uncle Jimmy, those guys, like and y'all know who I'm talking about if you're in the know. If you don't, you don't. Anyways, y'all also probably know that Silas Wood had went down testing 6-8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Luckily got through it, had some surgeries, blah blah blah. Well, these guys, they said we're going to do something at the track for Silas. So they gathered up some money and just gave it to him, as far as I know. Well, anyhow, like a couple days after the race, Silas sent me a Facebook message. He's like, man, thanks so much for the donation. I appreciate it. It's just so cool to see, the race family coming together. Thank you. Appreciate it. And like, that was cool because like it's not like Silas was asking for anything. Like this was just fellow racers saying, hey, let's get something together. Give it to Silas. Well, I actually called Dustin. I was like, man, did they announce something at the track? And Dustin's like, I don't remember it. I was like, I don't remember anything either. I looked at Tiffany. I was like, did you hear it? She's like, I don't know. I was like, I honestly, like, I don't remember giving Silas any money or anything. So I sent him a message. I was like, bud, I was like, Darnell might have donated, but I don't remember. And he laughed his ass off. And he said, man, I said, I want to contribute though. So let me know. He's like, nah, man. He's like, Frank was like, you were at the top of the list. He's like, I know that you did. I said, well, then Darnell was giving some a gun that night. And I told Dustin, I said, it didn't make sense afterwards. Cause like, you, I don't know if you're like me, you kind of get back from the racetrack, kind of count out your doll hairs. And I was like, man, I feel like I didn't spend as much money, or I felt like I didn't have as much as I should have. And
He's
I was
missing a few dollars.
I was like, I don't remember where some of these doll hairs went. And I was like, I know I didn't lose, but like $40 to Mac and Jimmy and Cornhole. I was like, I was like, whatever. I have no clue. But apparently Darnell donated Silas. That was cool. So that's a little Darnell story. I had no recollection. I'm sorry.
Darnell was doing cool stuff at least.
I'm not a role model.
He didn't go blow all that at the cornhole tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I donated it apparently to Silas, which was cool. So anyways, that was my little Darnell story. So this is something I'm just going to throw out to the listeners, and I kind of want some feedback for it. It's not happening anytime soon.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, it's not happening anytime soon, so don't get too excited. This is for you bracket racing nerds, you sportsman fanatics. This is for y'all. If you don't know, years ago, I put together when I was at Bristol. It was right after, I think it was a year after AMA kind of closed up or whatever. I put on a drag bike event at Bristol. Had like all the main classes, even had like Pro Mod, Pro Street, Real Street, Super Comp, Street T Pro, like all the main classes, right? And at the time, I made sure it was at the time, one of the best paying. I mean, like, I think we paid like $3,000 in Pro Street, which at the time was higher than anywhere else. I think I don't remember exactly, like 1,500 to $2,000 for pretty much most of the Sportsman.
Yeah, I got down to like 5 in Pro ET and broke a cam chain coming out of the burnout box with a stock clutch on a street bike.
Excuse me, sorry,
Just
I had a
saying.
little cough.
Yeah, I knew you were coughing. That's why I just picked up and started talking.
Damn, that's good teamwork. I hit the mute button too. Good.
Yep, I could tell.
Thank you. That's teamwork. We're vibing, man. So yeah, at the time it was a badass event, good paying. That's when I first met some of these fine sponsors of ours. Dan MPS, he was one of the first ones to come on board. Didn't know me, but was supporting the sport. That's how cool he is, and has been forever. Anyways, long story short, of course we got graced with a terrible weather forecast. It was a standalone event. I wasn't nearly involved. I just kind of got into the motorcycle side of drag racing, so it's not like I had any street cred, or recognition. So, rightly so, plenty of people were skeptical. It was a lot of money guaranteed. So it wasn't a great turnout. It also wasn't completely disastrous. We lost money on that event. I can tell you all that. But we paid every cent out, and we were planning on having it year 2. And I don't remember if it just ended up being a conflict scheduling wise, or I feel like it was a scheduling conflict, because I feel like I was there, and then the year after I left. So it didn't go anywhere, but I've been there, done that. But ultimately, here's what I want to do at some point. Here's the goal. I want to have a big money bracket race for Sportsman motorcycle racers. You've heard us talk about the car big money bracket races. It's cool that some of them let bikes race with them. I've been to some of them. I've also raced in some of them with the cars. I just really want to see that come to fruition for the bike. So I've been, starting to mess around with some spreadsheets and coming up with purse structures and all. But what I really want to know is whether, you guys, the Sportsman racers, would get behind it, because here's the thing. Dustin, we've talked about, the $10,000 races at Galat. Man, we were barely squeaked in from what I recall those 2 years, right? Barely got the turnout.
Yeah, I think the first year they done all right. The second year they didn't make it.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things, like, give us some input and some feedback. Is that something you want to get behind? And I'm thinking, $5 to $10,000 to win each class is what I'm thinking. And it would be, all. I don't want to 100% exclude any non-sportsman classes, but at this point in time, it would just be sportsman type stuff. So you're talking,
460 and down,
460, maybe bringing Crazy Eights back, because that's a class I kind of miss. Anyways, that's just an idea that I've had. I floated a little bit to Dustin. It's something that we kind of have in mind down the road, just kind of see where RedHill.
We have a lot of things we want to do. We just have time issues, it seems like.
Well, and I mean, like I said, I feel like it's something that could come about with the growth of the podcast in the school.
Yeah.
And that's something Dustin and I, we're not just taking any little money we make and just going and partying. We have some set aside for special things that we might have happen here down the road. So, we're trying to grow the podcast in the school. And that's just one thing I would love to have down the road, a RedHill Racing Sportsman Spectacular. That would be just badass.
Sounds cool.
Presented by University of Wynn, and then so on and so forth. Like, that'd be badass. So, I've seen some other people put on some like small little kind of one-off shootouts and stuff, and seeing those filled. And even Brian, when he did the big shootouts, when he did them, kind of whatever, 8 months in advance, when he gave enough time, those went well. I'm just wondering, can we get, 64 bikes, 128 bikes, like in these in multiple classes?
The biggest he done was 67,000 total payout, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
The one that 64, I won,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was 60. It was 33 on each side, then $1,000 runoff. Okay. So at 67,000, yeah. I think it was the biggest one he done.
Yeah, which was huge.
And it filled up. We filled it.
Yeah, but and here's where I'm going with this though, Dustin, is like that was part of that though is like they still had their normal event, so you still had people that were going
Yeah.
anyways, and then he gave
Yeah.
enough time. What I'm talking about is like an event that just has multiple classes high paying. So we're talking, pro ET, street ET, it depends on the format, maybe both days paying good, but then
Yeah.
we'd also have the index classes, top gas, super comp. Love to bring crazy eights back. And we might even, we were talking beforehand, like mix it up, might have 460, 560, and we might go to 820 top gas quarter mile and 888 crazy eight street bike class, something like that.
Yeah.
The biggest debate is always going to be, in pro ET and street ET, of course, are you doing pro ET with delay boxes or not? And are you doing street ET with sliders, or not?
You damn right we are.
Yeah, probably would for street ET. That one's
It's
probably
the way,
easily
man. The
solved.
SDBA verified. There's two things I want to talk about that. I'm getting here. I go.
I don't want to get you too ramped up.
SDBA is a small sanction and had 67 motorcycles in street ET. I'm sure the clutch had something to do with that because 50 of those bikes probably had a clutch in it. Now, secondly, Spencer has been letting his sister-in-law's husband race
his brother-in-law.
That's
hillbilly talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's like married in the family. So I really yeah, whatever. Okay, brother-in-law. Anyway, he's been racing Spencer's bike. And just now, like he rode it at SCBA and he rode it at XTA, and he's just now getting to where he's making clean A to B passes, right? With a Gen 2 clutch. Now, if he did not have that clutch in that motorcycle, he would not be where he's at. He would not be racing probably because it would be so difficult to even manage the stock clutch that he would just like not even do it. So that proves or assists the fact that the clutch is not necessarily a bad thing because he's out there racing, having a great time. Unfortunately, at XTA, he had to run Pro ET because he had the clutch, right? But at STBA, he could race whatever he wanted. And I think at STBA, he ran the Proving Grounds, which was cool, perfect for him.
Right, because that was his first race. He went out there. And I think did he run her up? I think he runnered up in the Proving Grounds.
Yeah, he did run her up. And right now
he's doing a phenomenal job of just learning and taking it all in. But as Dustin's saying, like that's one less thing he has to manage. He has, a new racer has so much going on. It's not for everybody, but if you want to get in and try it out, like it's a perfect tool.
Yeah, you just can't tell me that a entry level class, as they call it, is supposed to have clutch control. It just that's super stock stuff. That's a pro class. You know what I mean? So that's just I got on a rant. I'm sorry. I just
no, that's my opinion too.
I like seeing people that's new go out and have a good time and not have to worry about, hucklebucking the bike or possibly wheeling it and flipping it or whatever. Like it's a safety thing. Like he's going A to B and there's no risk. His burnout's more dangerous than the leaving the line. You know what I mean? So it's great to see. And we've watched him go from not being able to do a burnout hardly to now he's doing great burnouts and going wide open when he leaves and making good passes. And now he's just at the point where he's working on reaction time, all in 2 races, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. Two full weekends at the track. And
speaking of that, 4 racetrack, 4 series, this is another perk of it. He bought a toy hauler. He brings his wife, his children, his dad come or father-in-law come and hung out. Like it's also helping the series because you just now got 4 weekend wristbands sold because this guy's racing a street bike with a Gen 2 clutch and having a good time. It's a full circle 100%. Effect.
And I mean, that's somebody that, complete beginner. So
complete. Like he made me nervous in the burnout at STBA and now he got it down. Now he's got it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, like that's not it was on Spencer's bracket bike, which I raced last year. But the point of the matter is, I mean, that's a 890 bike, 880 bike. That's not.
He run 890s and 880s.
Yeah, that's not that's my point. Is it's not just a slow like bike to get started, but he was, it's a long bike. It's got the Gen 2. None of us were really concerned as far as like Dustin said, flipping it over or something crazy. And that's not to say you can't on a Gen 2 or something, but like, we knew that it was a really good setup for him to learn on despite being a little fast. But as Dustin said, down at SDBA, like he wasn't like locking it right away. So he worked up to that at his own pace, but man, he's, like Dustin said, ripping
the
off
riding part's down now. Yeah. The riding part is down. Like now he just has to work on timing and cutting a good light. but he's having a great time. And now his whole family's there, which helps our sport. It's just a great thing. Like I love seeing new people
Mm-hmm.
come to the races, and he'll come up to me and be like, "How'd you do that?" Right? Like he's so interested in it. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
he wants to learn. For
Yeah,
sure.
and that like just makes me motivated to see him motivated. It's like it's just awesome. And
And I don't know if Kyle's asked you. I mean, he told me to tell. He's like, man, he's like, I might have to join the school. I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, I was like, look, I want you to do it if you're committed to this. Like, just get some more seat time, get some more laps. Like, and then when you have it so bad that you know, like, hey, I'm doing it, which I think he's pretty close. You know, he done bought the
yeah,
toy hauler and everything.
yeah,
But I was like, yeah, I was like, the school will help once you kind of get to the point where you need to learn additional stuff. But right now, he's just got
exactly.
to perfect his riding, which he's doing a phenomenal job. So,
Yeah,
man, I'm glad you brought that up. That was a good point.
yeah, just a good thing about the part. Like that's another good thing about the clutches, and we got another whole family out there with our race family having a great time. And it
The
just
main thing is trying to keep the sport growing, and
yes, yes.
without new people, we're not. So,
You can't have too many racers. Like, yeah, it's great to see a racer there and they're running 4 classes, which buys tech cars, but more racers, more spectators. That's all what it takes to make it work. You
mhm.
know, that's the tracks have to get spectators to make it where they make money. You know, the series has got to get racers so they make money. So it's all full circle because it's a business. You know, they got to make money. They can't lose money to keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure. So as you said, yeah, Street ET at our make believe event in 3 years will have Gen 2s allowed. Sorry.
I mean, by then, full sliders might be in Street ET. Who knows?
I mean,
It's
I'd
bracket
probably make a
racing,
guess
guys.
that. Yeah. Delay box would be the big thing. But let us know. Send me a message or post on Red Hill. I just would like to know if there's interest. And I mean, keep this in mind. If you went to an event, with 5 to 10,000 to win each class, like it's not going to be cheap. But would you spend $200 to $300 per entry? Would you save up some money and spend $500 to $1,000 for that weekend if you want to run 2 or 3 classes? That's kind of what I'm trying to get a gauge
Yeah,
on.
well, would you want to come and pay a little bit of money to race for less money, or would you like to come to pay a little bit more money and race for more money? You know what I mean? Like that's like I
Oh,
know, right? Like there's it's gambling. We're all gambling. You know what I mean? And to be honest, when this ever happens, me and you probably won't even be racing if it ever does
I
happen.
know I won't because I'll be
Yeah,
putting on the event. I'll have
right.
my
So we'd be working. I mean, I feel like I would be working. I would probably be helping if it's part of the Red Hill and all that stuff. So
which would be good
anyway,
news for everybody that is trying to race for
yeah.
sure.
See, I'm not racing, guys, so everybody else can come race. You know, but
I don't know. Just
uh,
give us some feedback. It's something that I
yeah,
told Dustin that I'd love to see come to fruition down the road. And I just want to make it perfectly clear. I will, it's not going to be some type of series. It would be a standalone event, and that's all it would ever be because you're not going to have a big money motorcycle series. We have plenty of good series that meet different demands and criteria already, and I feel like we're at a kind of pretty good happy medium there. So.
I've always had the thought of I would love to see like $100,000 bracket race, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
you could have it split up. You know where uh, no box and box are separated until like the last 16 or something. You know what I mean? Like
I'll be
I
honest,
would
man. Go ahead.
I would love that's something I would want to race for just because the thrill of racing for that kind of money would be cool. You
Oh
know.
yeah, but I'll be honest. I feel like I don't know that we'll ever see anything kind of really bigger than Brian's done at NHDRO. We'll have to go race the cars for that,
I
which it
think
is what it is.
if the timing was right and you made it kind of like central where people could come from all locations, I think it could happen, but it's got to be the perfect storm. You know what I mean? Like it has
Yeah,
to be when nothing else is going on, you know, probably most likely toward the end of the year where everybody's dialed in and they feel confident and they want to enter a race like that. It would be tough, but I think it's possible.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible. The only bad thing about like that premise, is that like if you put together like $100,000 race, right? Like what's surrounding it? Because
Yeah.
everybody's like that's kind of going to max out the funds of most racers, right? Just to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
that. So then like what else is around it? So um
It would have to be like in December.
well, that or it'd have to be something that honestly you'd have to try and maybe work it out and work together with a series or something to kind of put it
Yeah.
in. Maybe it's something, you could work out and do with Brian.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know.
Jason or somebody, get
Yeah, I mean,
sponsors for the money side of it.
I'd love to do something big money at XDA. I kind of I don't know if we should put the bug, but I kind of like to see that 10 grand pro ET race come back.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah, because we didn't do no good in it.
well,
I like to
I'm used
retry
to
that.
that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, just some dreams, some thoughts, some down the road stuff. But yeah, send us some feedback, some comments.
On the bright side of everything, on this episode, we have another giveaway, right?
We have another giveaway, a couple other things I want to touch on because we are getting closer to 2 hours and Dustin has stuff to do. It's 10 o'clock right now. Couple things real quick. I have been looking at the live stuff. We're going to do something here soon. I just got to take a little bit more time and dive into that a little deeper, but we got some options. So stay tuned. We're going to do some type of live recording in the near future. We've heard that, heard y'all. For some reason, some of y'all want to see our ugly mug, so whatever, we'll do it. And then of course it'll be recorded and posted the next day as well. And then additionally, I am at the good encouragement of my better half, and it's something I was just just got too busy with. But I'm going to put together a good interview list that Dustin and I have of for people we want to interview, and then start trying to like set that up on a calendar so that we want to bring y'all some more interviews. We love rambling, and from the feedback we've got, we feel like y'all like us rambling and storytelling and all whatever. But want to have a little bit more structure and get a lot more interviews in. Dustin and I,
We start the list.
yeah, some of the names we were throwing out yesterday to each other, like we got a good list, and we're going to bring in some, industry veterans and legends and more racers, and we're going to get a list together. I'm going to start kind of setting up a calendar with these people that agree to it, and we're going to bring y'all some more interviews. Ideally, I'd like to do an interview, every other week, except for when we got to do or when we do some kind of race recaps and previews. So, and we might even, we could have a shorter interview, a 30-40 minute interview, and couple that with a kind of short race preview and so on and so forth. So just want to let y'all know we're working on more content and just trying to make this a better show and a better experience for y'all.
We're working on that schedule, and Ben's got all his little
spreadsheets.
He's got spreadsheets out and shit.
I'm
not a spreadsheet guy. I write things with pencil, piece of paper down if I'm worried about forgetting it. But Ben has spreadsheets.
Yeah. See my spreadsheet? I got one up right now.
Yeah, they're very organized. They're nice.
All right. Giveaway time?
Yeah.
We have, Dustin will verify, we are up to 3 through 73. That's our numbers. That's our members, for our subscribers. You call it tonight. What do you want to give away? We're giving away a $50 gift certificate. Dustin's going to call. We got 3 options.
Well, we've done 2 MTC ones and 2 MPS ones and 1 Schnitz because they were late to the party. So we're going to do Schnitz.
Okay. You call
Then we'll be 2 for 2 with everybody.
Yep. Okay. So a lucky winner, what did I say? 3 through 73. Random.org. Let's refresh this. 1 lucky winner, one of our subscribers, 3. We'll get a $50 gift card to Schnitz. Dustin verifying. We're good?
Watching it.
He's watching. All right, here we go.
Yep. 16.
That's one of my favorite numbers. Who is lucky number 16? Oh, it was almost a repeat winner.
Oh, it's Todd.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. I should have put that in. That was one of those weird, like the first name or whatever.
I knew the email.
Yeah, but I saw the email
that.
too. I don't know why I didn't change that. Congratulations to Todd Heiser, who has I don't know if y'all saw, he sent us some cool laser engraved stuff, and he's the one that, well, I know we touched on it. Sorry, that was 2 hours ago almost. Yeah, Todd created these badass medallions for our school winners. So congrats, Todd. You got a Schnitz Racing gift certificate. Well, we know he can put it to good use. So
for sure,
that's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, for sure. That's I mean, anybody on here that wins is going to be awesome. But it's just cool to see. Realistically, Todd almost is helping us. Like he's, he come up with the coin idea. He come up with, he sent us a little business card that was metal engraved. He sent me some with hard times on them. I think that stuff's cool. Like my daughter took my business cards from me. So we're in our bedroom.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, yeah, okay. What else you got, Dustin? Should we just run through our sponsor, our due
Yeah, I
diligence
think we
again, or
should.
what?
We should shout out all our sponsors again. And I think we had a 2 hour show for everybody.
Man, that's I feel like this was a good one considering, we were still throwing ideas at each
Yeah,
other this time
we
last
talked
night.
about everything.
Yeah, but this time last night we didn't even have like a set agenda and it just kind of came about throughout the day.
This is kind of how me and you roll, though. We can get to
Yeah.
talking and just.
Lauren, I forgot to tell you, and sometimes Lauren tunes in and listens. I don't know if she'll be on the tail end of a 2 hour one, but Lauren texted me yesterday and she said, "What's the subject for the podcast? I'm gonna create some new social media logos, photos." I said, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. It's probably gonna be for next week's show. She was like,
RedHill Ramblins.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna use one of the new episode is available now. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, sorry. I was like, we're a shit show. I know. She's like, no. She's like, for a shit show, y'all are killing it. So just keep on
Yeah.
keeping on. So that was cool. But shout out to Lauren for the help. Okay. Oh, I'm still sharing. You can stop looking at my stuff now. All right. Going through the sponsor list, because without them and without you awesome subscribers, we still wouldn't be doing this 100%. We would have quit after episode 3 if we had 0 subscribers.
Hey,
and
speaking
0
of that,
sponsors.
if y'all subbed up and if you're listening to these and you ain't subbed up for $1, go sub up. Come on, man.
Yeah, you're making Dustin mad.
Just do it. Like, I'm just getting straight to the point here. Just do it. It's $1.
Look, hey, I'll even dive a little deeper. We came up with this dollar idea, right? And it was like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's only $1, right? Well, by the time it actually like comes through, like through the website or Patreon, like we didn't even think this through very well ourselves. Because when the dollar hits, like I think it's either 68 or 63 cents, which we're not complaining. We're just saying,
can we have our just give us our 63 cents? Come on, guys.
Yeah,
it's 63 cents. Or do 2, or do 5, or do 10. I mean, that just depends on how much you like this stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. So as Dustin said, that $1, we get 63 cents or 60. I can't.
Yeah. Remember. So if you're a subscriber and you're donating $1, me and Ben talk to you for 2 to 3 hours for 63 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just say it like
63 cents a month, and we do it 4 times a month.
Yeah,
sometimes 5. We do it every week.
We've been good. We
ain't missed one either. Yeah,
15 cents.
Yeah. Man, this we're not begging yet, but if you do have it in your
heart, I'm begging, damn it, go pay the damn sub.
To sub up for $2. That way we can get like $1, whatever it'd be, $1, probably 50 at that point. Anyways, sub up. We appreciate it. And everybody that's been, I think we've had like 1 or 2 like cards expired for people, but I'm saying like I don't think we've hardly had anybody like unsubscribe. So
before we go and begin the due diligence and we're closing this out, I gotta tell you guys something that happened today. So over the weekend, my wife told me that my daughter was out of school on Tuesday. Cool. So I get up like at 6:30 or 7 and I drink my coffee and I get another cup of coffee and I come upstairs and get in the office and start doing my thing, emails. Like at 10 o'clock, I'm on the phone, actually Jason Miller, talking to him, and my office door opens, bro. I about had a heart attack. I was on the phone like froze, like what? And my kid just walked in here. I'm like, I didn't even know you were home. She was in her bedroom. Well, I heard her TV on. I thought, man, she left her TV on before she went to school. And I just never went in there. And she was here. This is the perk of having an 8-year-old, guys. Like, they just take care of themselves. She's like, can I have such and such? I'm like, well, yeah. Or why am I just seeing you? She's like, well, I heard you watching TV and you was this morning. And I was like, okay, because she heard me talking to the dogs. I let the dogs out. Why didn't you come out and say hi? Or she's like, I was watching TV. I'm like, all right, whatever. I just thought that was funny. That's the life of Dustin. I thought some random person come to my house and just walking in the office. I had a heart attack.
Yeah, about had a heart attack for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh man. All right. We hope y'all enjoyed this rambling episode. Quickly, we spent a lot of time at the beginning, so just gonna shout y'all out. Shout out to the sponsors, BMF Motorsports, University of Wind, Energy Coil, Knight Marketing Group, Hard Times Parts and Service, Montgomery Motorsports, Manchester Mines, Schnitz Racing, Platinum General Services, MTC Engineering, Penske Racing Shocks, Get Back to Work Dustin, MPS Racing. Actually, Dustin never stopped working. You're wild. And Worldwide Bearings. Thank y'all. Thank you for everybody that subscribed. Man, that was long. Yeah, that's it. That's the episode. Hope y'all enjoy it. Be on the lookout if y'all couldn't figure out our badass media person. Dustin will announce it tomorrow evening. But y'all probably already figured out. We're super stoked. Lots of good stuff coming. Make sure you have fun at the racetrack. Make sure you go support your local racetracks and your motorcycle series. And like we said, we hope y'all can see some of the stuff we're doing. We're trying to move the whole sport together as a whole. I feel like that's kind of one of our goals. So I feel like we're making good headway with that. So that's all I got, man.
Support the people that support you. If you're at a series and there's somebody that sponsors stuff there and you need a part, go hit them up, help them out. They spend a lot of money to be there.
One last thing. When y'all go to the series and all, we know not everything always runs perfect. And whether it does or not, as long as you didn't have a completely miserable weekend, which I find hard to believe for, that would be hard to happen. Like there might be a couple every weekend, but that's it. Thank the series, thank the track staff,
all the workers, man, they work their butts off.
Here's the thing. You never hear about the good stuff. You only hear about bad. People don't go out of their way to write good reviews generally on websites. They go out of their way because they got mad and posted bad reviews. People don't want to like praise a track staff or a series or a promotion crew. Like, go out of your way, thank them. These are people. And the great thing is, in most of these series, I know it's XDA because I race all the time, but down at SDBA as well and NHRO, most everywhere I've raced, the series are put on by people that love this stuff and they love you, the racer. So share some love with them, because you don't know. Like you could be, you could be bitching about something trivial and be, the straw that breaks the camel's back. I hate to say it, but this shit might not forever be here. So thank everybody. That's all I got, man.
All right. See y'all later.
One, I think. But
just like on Big Chief's YouTube channel. Bye now.
Bye now? I don't know. I don't watch that stuff.
That's what he says. On the end of the thing, he goes, all right, bye now.
So I feel like what do you say? See yins later.
See y'all later.
All right. See y'all.